Okay, hi everyone, welcome. I'm back basically after a little break. Thank you to everyone who has stuck around, and if you're new, welcome as well. Thanks to everyone who's kind of sent me messages and you know, for all of your support and your likes and comments and shares and all of that other good stuff. Thank you so much. I have got a Nadi treble cross kind of spread for you. So this is the masculine Nadi or subtle channel. Represented the masculine energy, past, present, future, advice, how they feel about the divine feminine, like the union. This is the feminine side, same thing, and then this is the mid-neutral Nadi or channel, symbolizing the union. So if you haven't already listened to my channeled messages that I did just before doing this spread, please go and listen to them, because it's all about kind of how amazing the divine feminine, well, the divine masculine actually has been, not consciously, because I know consciously it might seem like completely the opposite, but trust me, like in terms of the way things are planning out, they have been very, very, very selfless and have put themselves through a lot of pain, actually, because many of them, and this is for the people in separation and going through a few issues, it's because they are trying absolutely every which way that they can to get the divine feminine to look at certain things and basically try and push them onto a certain path that they're meant to do. So it's to do with destiny. We're in a Saturn retrograde at the moment. Saturn is the planet of destiny and of karma, and Saturn is a planet that is feared in India and in Hindu astrology. It's whenever there's a Saturn transit, it's just really, you know, a lot of people dread it. Not everyone, but a lot of people dread it. But Saturn is also the only planet that is called Ishvara, which is, you know, Shani is the Sanskrit name. Shanishvara means God, basically, like the highest form of God in form. And it's only that Saturn is the only planet, Shani is the only planet that gets that name, because he's also the one that can give the most and you can learn the most from. So bear that in mind. It's a very karmic time, and it's a real kind of destiny point right now where lots of things are happening. It's really important. So try and align yourself as much as possible. All of this and more is explained and expanded upon in the channeled messages, so please listen to them. Without further ado, here's the reading. Look what's at the bottom of the deck. We've got the Lovers card. So this card, I mean, I'm just so happy that it's at the bottom of the deck, because, you know, people can, maybe a lot of people aren't feeling the love. Many of you are, which is wonderful. And look what's just underneath it. What's underneath it is the Fool card. And this is all about new beginnings. Underneath that is, what have we just been talking about? We've been talking about Saturn, and we've got this card, number 15, Master, which is the Devil card. The Devil card is the card of Capricorn, and the ruling planet of Capricorn is, guess what? Saturn, exactly. So these are the underlying energies for this entire reading. Is the card of relationships, of love, and it's the Lovers. So bearing that in mind, let's move on to the divine masculine. For their recent past, they have got this card, Rebuild, which is of course the Tower, and we all know that we've all been hearing that the divine masculine has been going through these tower moments, and you would be feeling that in your own energies as well. And because it's in the divine masculine side for the divine, if you're a divine feminine, it's probably going to affect you in the more masculine feeling areas of your life. Like you might be going through upheavals to do with kind of the administrative side of your life, or maybe work, things like that. So pay attention to that, and that's how you should interpret this reading for yourself to help bring you into balance, and also bring your twin into balance as well. So I'd also like to point out, look at how the light is hitting this person at the bottom of their being. So it's very much the foundations that are getting kind of affected in this particular depiction. in this deck, the John Holland Psychic Tarot of the Hearts. And then where are they right now? This made me very happy to see this. It's the Death card. It's release. The card is number 13, because the light has moved into the kind of the chest area, and it's coming from within them. In this card, the light is coming from without, from outside, and striking this person, the golden light. And there's a really nice progression. All of these are major arcanas that the Divine Masculine has. Right now, they're in this death energy. So after the tower, the destruction of the tower, it's the death energy of kind of whatever they don't need is actually dying away and putrefying and transforming. Because that's all that happens when things rot. They kind of get transformed and they break down so that they can be in their sort of their basic elements, so that they can be used and transformed and used to create something else. That's what the transformation is. So everything seems like it's falling apart, but only to come together in a much newer, fresher, more controlled way. So it might seem like this was almost like something from outside coming to break everything down, but this is all, this person is creating themselves. He's being reborn and doing things on his terms right now. So it's almost like it might feel like you have, that they had nothing, and it's only in that space of nothingness that you've got the possibility for everything. So that's something that, you know, many, if you know Hindu philosophy, that's like kind of something that's part of the reason why one of the most revered gods of all is Shiva, who's the destroyer, because once everything that isn't needed anymore, and this is what this card reminds me of. It reminds me of Shiva. He's just coming in and kind of breaking down everything, because then it can be, it makes space for people to actually really take control and create what they really want. So here we can really see the light, the golden light, coming from within the man, from within the person. It's just starting to sort of come through. And then where are they going to be in the future? We've got the Blossom card, and this is literally, look, it's now in their hands, and it's free to kind of be transformed into whatever they want to transform it into. So that's really beautiful. And I'm being, my eyes are being drawn to the snake armband that she's got around her arm, actually, because we all in my yoga school, we all wear like these copper rings, and sometimes I've seen, I believe that you can get ones for your arm as well, but it's actually a tool that many people use in their kind of spiritual practice, interestingly enough. So this beautiful progression is happening, all major arcana cards, and it's to do with kind of, again, the kind of the karmic nature of this kind of destiny point. Again, this is mentioned in the channeled messages in my other video, which I've uploaded today, so please listen to that. It's very much to do with how things are progressing in a very natural and a very systematic manner. So don't worry too much about what's going on. It's more your job to kind of align yourself with it. It's almost like learning to surf or snowboard or something. Like you've got to ride the terrain and just kind of go with it. What's the advice for the Divine Masculine? We've got this refusal to see, and we've got new vitality. So this is kind of the Two of Swords and the Ace of Wands energy. And it's very much, don't listen to your mind so much. It's don't let the mind run away with you. It's focus the mind. Focus the mind on what you want to create and what the possibilities are, and just go with that. The message is one of manifestation. Don't entertain negative thoughts. So refuse, it's almost like refuse to see the old ways. Refuse to see the old ways of kind of fear and shame. I'm seeing so much shame and guilt from this card. So refuse, that's what you need to refuse to see anymore. Because look, the light's dawning above his head, and I'm really being the fact that this third eye, this Ajna chakra kind of symbol is open. So his two eyes here look like they're closed, but his third eye is open, and it's this kind of dawning of this realization, this light. And There's this lovely kind of crescent moon shaped halo around him. And this is very much a symbol of spirit kind of coming through, and sort of gaining a foothold within the divine masculine. But also there's so much kind of colour and beauty available. So that's what they need to focus on. Bear with me 1 second while I try and... Oh dear, okay. Hopefully my phone isn't gonna cut out any minute. How they are feeling towards the relationship, they are still feeling like it's a bit of a... They're feeling like the union might be a bit of a battleground, in the sense they are not sure how the divine feminine is going to react to them. They feel like it's very challenging at the moment, and but they're actually really facing up to a lot of the things within themselves that have been stirred up by these realizations that have come from this tower moment and this death that they're currently undergoing, of all the useless things. And the timer says 11:11 just as I say that. And it's really, really nice actually to see this progression of the major arcana up there, and then the kind of the spirit cards here as well, because I'm getting a real feeling of progress. I'm getting a real feeling of progress and of divine knowledge and light and intervention really happening with the divine masculine. Like, it feels very new. Everything feels very new, and the changes that are happening now are very deep, very subtle, and very powerful shifts, real kind of shifts, real kind of progress. So that's lovely. Let's quickly move on to the divine feminine. Where were they in the past? They got seek the truth. So there was a lot of this energy. It was they weren't really sure what was going on, and they had to look within a lot. So many of the divine feminines have looked within, and they've also seen things from two very opposing perspectives. They've experienced the polarities of this journey as well in great depth, and they're trying to make sense. A lot of them were making sense of what was going on, and it's given them a lot of insight, a lot of wisdom, and they found balance with it, and they feel like they're in control more than they were before. Right now they have got root chakra, base chakra, Muladhara chakra, which is all about grounding, and as well as many of the energies kind of actually finding a home and getting rooted into the earth right now. It's very important for the divine feminines to also really stabilize themselves. It's really, really important that they do that. And where they're gonna be, we've got the Hanged Man, which is called Observe in this deck, and it's all about, again, relaxation, surrender, and really going with the flow. So again, I'm getting a big message of, it's especially important for the divine feminine to kind of relax and really let go of a lot of tensions that they're carrying in their body. And kind of, if you imagine a person hanged, in the card, you know, the guy's suspended by his ankles in the traditional tarot, and he's hanging off the tree, and if the wind blows, he has no choice but to sway with the breeze. And that's kind of like what the divine feminine is going to be learning to do. But the more you can really ground yourself right now, and ground yourself, that means kind of get your affairs, your day-to-day affairs sorted out as well. Look after your physical health. This is to do with your physical body, your physical needs, and do everything that you need to do to make yourself feel safe and independent by yourself. And it's also very symbolic of the very kind of unconscious parts of our mind. So if anyone, you know, I mean, get if you want to speak to someone like professionally, maybe think about going for therapy. Maybe think about really speaking to someone, doing something a bit different. I don't know, past life regression or something, I don't know. But do whatever, you'll be guided to do certain things, but ground yourself, really kind of look after your health. If you feel the need to kind of go on like a detox, do something like change your diet, become vegetarian or something like that, or whatever, it's a good time to do it. Many of you will be guided to do it. And that card is a number 1 card. This is also a number 1 card, the advice card, and then next to that we've got a number 11 card, so it's 1111 going across like this, which is lovely. We've got the Magician, manifest, in this deck as the advice. So all that is create the changes that you want to see, take steps to practical steps. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, I manifest, you know, union, and then, you know, nothing happens in your life. Like, actually take concrete steps, because we've got the base chakra here. So it's all about like, oh, if you want to manifest union, what are you going to need for in the, or whatever it is, like in the future. If you want to manifest a nice house, or if you want to manifest abundance and wealth, then you need to sort out your job situation, your finances. If you want to manifest a business, you need to get yourself your accounts sorted, who's going to do the bookkeeping, blah blah blah, whatever. Manifest all those things. And if you want to lose weight, you need to join the gym, whatever, do it. As how you feel towards the union, you've got detached divine feminines. So this is kind of the same, a very similar theme to the last reading I did, actually. And this is very much like she's focusing on herself, she's facing herself. This is the Justice card. It's all about balance. It's Libra. It's all about balance and cutting away, bad habits. That's a big message here. Cutting away bad habits and anything that does not serve you and what you want for yourself. So anything that you feel like is your purpose, and things that are blocking you, get rid of them. It could be people, it could be, you know, taking a step back and just kind of just detaching from the meaning that you even attach to the words that certain people say. Say that you live with certain family members, or you're surrounded by friends who are really close and like family, but they're not supportive of what you want to do and what you want to achieve for your life. You can detach from the meaning that you attach to their words as well. I don't know who that's meant for, but that's just come through. Union energies. We were in a stage of rest and reconsider in the recent past, and it felt very passive basically, but it was also kind of feeling sorry for themselves, like all is lost, kind of a bit desolate feeling, is what I'm getting from this card today. A sadness and not really that much hope and confusion, but it was also a feeling of resting and letting things settle. What that's given way to is this lovely solar plexus energy, and this is all to do with a renewed sense of vitality and power and action, and a renewed possibility and feeling centered. The solar plexus chakra is also the one chakra where it connects to all the other subtle nerves in the body. It's like where they all kind of converge. So that's another really beautiful thing. It feels like that's getting energized and everything's getting energized, kind of thing. And what this is going to lead to is healing begins, which I think is absolutely lovely in this deck, because it's very, very, very hopeful. And this lady is smiling, and she's going, and I'm getting that she's very much a symbol of a unified being, and you know, the masculine and the feminine, and she's taking a step forward and she's being seen, and she's actually kind of really kind of coming into her own, almost like coming into being or being born renewed in the right way. Not the right way, but like the way that it was meant to be. So she's about to step out, and this is like a symbol of union. This is a number 6. This is a number 6, as represented as one person here, and it's representative, it's reflecting this, which is also a number 6, and it's the 2 people. So this is like the third energy right here, and that is what is going to be healed. So I think you will agree it's a very, very positive energy for this particular snapshot in time. There's no particular time on this right now, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back soon, and in the meantime I send you lots of love and blessings and happiness and all that other good stuff. Okay, take care guys, bye.